with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today in HD.
Well, several people, including a teenage girl, are injured after a string of shootings in Chattanooga. We'll have the very latest.
In Bradley County, authorities were alerted to a deadly fire by a teenager. What he says made him step up to help.
6 o'clock, let us say good morning, Tennessee Valley. So glad you're tuned in to Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today. I'm Latrice Curry.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
I'm John Martin. Today is Monday, October 17th, 2016. We're going to check in with David Carnes for a look at the forecast in just a minute. But first...
Yeah, you know, this year's flu season is starting out a bit different than previous years. We'll have why you really want to get your flu shot soon in just a bit. Now, let's go to David with the check of the forecast.
Good morning. We're going to have some flu-like weather as the temperatures change. A lot more people are going to be staying indoors and staying around other people. And yes, I bet that's
never good for you,
flu
right?
cases on the rise typically when that happens. 60 degrees in Chattanooga coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, thanks so much, David. Well, this morning, investigators are working to identify a woman killed in a Bradley County house fire.
That fire happened over the weekend in Cleveland near Bates Pike and Carey Street. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Michelle Herron is tracking the developments this morning and introduces us to a teen who called for help. Michelle, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Well, 17-year-old Ashton Dunn, he's a junior at Cleveland High School, and he actually was in the area dropping off some friends when he noticed that something just wasn't right. Take a look at this. This is cell phone video of what he noticed. He called 911 when he saw flames and smoke shooting out of the home. When crews got there, they found the body of a woman inside. Now, investigators with TBI and the Bomb and Arson Squad are now working to figure out what caused that fire.
So I started banging on the door and nobody answered, so we kicked in the door and the smoke came out, and that's when we knew that it was definitely a fire.
Now, that woman's body was taken to the forensic center in Knoxville for an autopsy. And guys, Ashton, he jumped and he just did the right thing. He noticed that something wasn't right, called for help, even banging on the door. And a lot of fire crews would say don't do something like that, but he just knew that he had to help and do something.
Wanted to try. Yeah.
So coming up in the next half hour, he has a special message for this woman's family. Now, investigators have not released who she is, but we should get that in the coming days. But he just wants her family to know one thing, and I'll have that coming up.
Okay, we'll look forward to that, Michelle. Well, 4 Alabama police officers are recovering this morning after a standoff turned violent. Officials say that Demetria Griffin was walking on Moulton, that's southwest of Huntsville. When police approached him, they say that Griffin became aggressive as time passed. Authorities say officers chased Griffin until he ran and locked himself in a patrol vehicle, where he remained in a standoff for more than 2 hours. They say Griffin finally got out of the vehicle with a knife, and that's when officers tased him. No formal charges have been filed at this time.
In Walker County, a driver is now facing charges after being involved in a 2-car crash on Saturday. Georgia State Patrol says a gray Nissan driven by 24-year-old Cody Goins was traveling north on Highway 193 when he entered the opposite lane and hit a white pickup truck head-on. The pickup truck was being driven by 32-year-old Travis Price. Both drivers were taken to the hospital. Goins faces charges including DUI, open container, and not wearing a seatbelt. And it was a very busy weekend for Chattanooga police as they investigated several shootings around the city.
Yeah, 3 separate shootings took place and 3 people were taken to the hospital. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pham is tracking the very latest and joins us live now with more on this. Tim, good morning.
Right, the Chattanooga Police Department still investigating those 3 shootings that happened over the weekend. One of those victims from those shootings remains in critical condition here at Erlanger Hospital. Details are very limited at this time in the latest shooting, but what we do know right now is that the shooting happened sometime before 11 o'clock Sunday night on Kirkland Avenue. We are told that a female girl was taken to a hospital and is in critical condition after she was shot in the shoulder. Chattanooga police say they are asking anyone who saw this incident to give them a call, and they say you can remain anonymous. Earlier on Sunday around 7:45 on West 38th Street, Chattanooga police say 26-year-old Anthony Sherrard was shot in the arm. He was taken to a hospital and is expected to be okay. Officers aren't sure who shot him, but they are following any leads about the suspect's car. Earlier Sunday around 12:30 in the afternoon, a person was also shot on Moss Drive. Officers tell us 22-year-old Darius Hurd was shot in the leg. He was also taken to a hospital and is expected to be okay. Right now, police aren't sure who shot him, but they say the person was driving a white crossover type SUV. Just 1 week ago, Chief Fred Fletcher said in a news conference that this time last year during fall break was also a violent week. He said that 5 people were shot during a 4-day period during fall break last year. And so, again, another very violent fall break. We hope to hear from Chief Fletcher a little bit later today. We'll bring you updates on WRCBTV.com and on your evening news. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tim, thank you very much for that live report. Early voting starts this week in Tennessee and Georgia.
Yeah, today in Georgia, and it runs from Wednesday, October 19th until Thursday, November the 3rd in Tennessee. In Hamilton County, there are 4 locations to early vote: the Brainerd Rec Center, Eastwood Baptist Church, North River Civic Center, and the Election Commission. Now to Bradley County, there are 3 locations to early vote: the Bradley Square Mall, Bradley County Election Commission, and the Food City on McGrady Drive. Well, construction of new canopies at the Atlanta airport has started and will lead to some lane closures at the front of the airport's north terminal. Officials say a lane at the south terminal will close the end of October. They say the closures won't affect access to parking garages or lots and will have minimal impact on people dropping off or picking up airport passengers. The canopies are expected to be completed in late 2018 and will shield people from the weather. Time now. Speaking of that weather, you won't need to be shielded today, David Carnes, will you?
No, you will not. You're going to have mostly sunny skies. Right now for your up-to-date traffic, we're going to head over to John Martin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, David. Thank you so much for that. Taking a look outside at your morning commute right now. This is 27 south of Signal Mountain. As you can see, just a few cars on the road right now. We want to remind you on 27 tomorrow night from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. the temporary ramp from 27 north to Main Street will be closed to allow the contractor to paint the stripes on the temporary ramp and shift traffic onto it. So, of course, slow down and be careful. We will keep you up to date all morning long right here on Channel 3. Now, here's Latrice.
All right, thanks so much, John. Some health news for you this morning. Flu activity is up this year and an earlier than usual start to the season. Flu cases usually peak in the colder months, particularly in December. Well, the antiviral Tamiflu fights the flu virus, but needs to be taken quickly after you're feeling symptoms to be effective. The young and the old, along with people that have other health issues, are the most vulnerable to the virus. The flu shot is the best prevention, and the earlier you get it, the earlier you're protected. Okay, you know, we realize the big 2 holidays still 2 months away, but to make the holidays more pleasant and joyful, there's something you better be doing right now.
Yes, go ahead if you can and book your flight right now. Current airfares are up to 12% cheaper than last year. By booking before November, you'll hopefully get the flights you want. And Orbit's senior editor says the best deals for flights are purchased on the first part of the day.
The 5:36 a.m. flights are the first ones out. They're typically less expensive and they're typically more on time than the flights later in the day.
Now, if you're keeping score at home, here's when you want to avoid flying: the Wednesday before and the Sunday after Thanksgiving, if you can. And you can save more by flying on the actual holiday. But remember, Christmas is on a Sunday this year, so flying anytime the week before will hit your wallet pretty hard. 6:10 coming up on Eyewitness News today. The UTC men's basketball team hit the hardwood Sunday for their first scrimmage of the season. Jill Jelnick has you covered from McKenzie Arena.
Plus, if you are headed to the Great Smoky Mountains, hopefully you'll soon have a new scenic drive. We'll tell you all about it.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today in HD.
Well, investigators have released the names of those involved in Saturday's deadly crash on I-75 going northbound in Athens.
Tennessee Highway Patrol say 30-year-old John Zollinger from Pennsylvania was killed in that crash. State troopers say Zollinger was parked on the side of the road when the tractor trailer driven by 66-year-old Alan Harris went off the road and hit the pickup. After the crash, the two vehicles caught fire. Zollinger was pulled from the wreckage but died from his injuries. Harris was airlifted to UT Medical Center. Charges are pending in this case. Well, the 15-year-old daughter of Olympic runner Tyson Gay was killed in a shooting early Sunday morning in Lexington, Kentucky. Gay's daughter Trinity was taken to the hospital around 4 a.m. Sunday after she was shot in the neck at a restaurant. Police say groups of men in two cars began shooting at each other outside the building, and Trinity was hit in the crossfire. Police say they may have tracked down one car involved in the shooting and are questioning possible suspects.
All right, turning now to sports, the Titans were able to record what? Back-to-back wins for the first time since 2013. The Titans won Sunday 28-26 over the still winless Browns. All right, check out the WRCB app for more on that. And now with the rest of your sports headlines, here's Jill Jelnick.
It was an NFC showdown of a couple of first-place birds. The Seattle Seahawks hosting the Atlanta Falcons, but only one would be able to fly away with a win in this one. Let's get to it. Skip ahead to the third quarter, where after trailing 17-3 at halftime, Falcons finally find the end zone. Matt Ryan drops back, fires across the middle for the 36-yard touchdown to Julio Jones to make it 17-10. Falcons tied up shortly after and then take the lead here as Matt Ryan airs it out for a wide open Levine Toilolo for a 46-yard touchdown. No Seattle defender anywhere to be found. Falcons are up 24-17, but Seattle's defense comes up huge late in the fourth. The pass to Julio Jones goes off his hands, and Richard Sherman tips it up for Earl Thomas to pick it off. That would later lead to a field goal to give the Seahawks the lead. Falcons then have one last shot to win it. Under 2 minutes to go, Ryan targets Jones, and Sherman has his hands all over him, but pass interference isn't called. Another look at that play clearly shows pass interference. And after being up by 14, Seattle survives a furious Falcons comeback to win it 26-24 over Atlanta. And also on this Sunday, UTC men's basketball hit the hardwood yesterday for their first inter-squad scrimmage. And while they still have a ways to go, yesterday they looked a little more game ready. After working all offseason catching up their 7 fresh faces, Coach Matt McCall was especially pleased with how the newcomers played, including this guy, 6'11" Xavier transfer McKinday London. London may be the most decorated player to join the Mocs program. The former 4-star recruit played in 18 games as a freshman at Xavier last season, flashing his potential. As of right now, the transfer rule has him sitting out this year, but Coach McCall already sees his impact on the team.
He's a talent. There's no question about it. At 6'11", to be able to shoot threes and put the ball on the ground and impact the game the way he does, we're really excited about him and obviously the future of our program with him going forward. Because I think that some of the things you're able to see out there today, he's an extremely talented individual.
All right, that's it for sports. I'm Jill Jelnick. I hope you have a magnificent Monday.
Also, the Dodgers and Cubs are tied at 1 in the NLCS. The Dodgers won last night.
All right, Cubs, everyone's interested because of Cubs.
The Cubs, yeah. It's the Cubbies, yeah, and sports. Hey, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park will now be expanding a ridge-top road.
Yeah, for decades, engineers have been puzzled on how to finish a nearly 2-mile stretch of the Foothills Parkway on the northern boundary of the park. Well, now with $35 million from the federal government, the National Park Service and the state of Tennessee, the 10-bridge stretch will finally be completed. The total length of the Foothills Parkway will reach 39 miles.
I just want to watch more of that video. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I know, it is. Go spend an afternoon there. Well, coming up on Eyewitness News today, David will be here with a look at your forecast. And what is he talking about? Record temperatures in mid-October. Plus, we're going to cross our fingers for some rain later this week.
Yes, plus we'll let you know if there are any problems on your morning commute as we check the highways and byways across the Tennessee Valley.
Channel 3 Eyewitness Traffic is brought to you by CHI Memorial. CHI Memorial supports prostate health and encourages you to get a wellness check today. To find a physician near you, visit chimemorialmedicalgroup.org.
Hey, welcome back. 6:22 is your time. Let's take a look outside at your morning commute. This is I-75 at the Ooltewah exit. Just a few cars on the interstate right now. Checking the TDOT SmartWay network. No big incidents on the interstate system that's going to slow you down on your morning commute. But listen up, in Bradley County, construction is still continuing on the new US 74 interchange between 75 and US 1164 at Stone Lake Extension. Traffic has now been shifted onto the right shoulder on APD 40. The speed limit, of course, on State Road 311 is now 45 miles per hour. Drivers are asked by TDOT to be cautious as trucks are entering and exiting on the southbound lanes of APD 40. This project should be completed this month. Let's take a look outside now at weather. For that, we turn to meteorologist David Carnes. Good morning, David.
John, good morning, and thank you. 82 for the high, with rain showers moving in Thursday night into the day Friday, and then we'll clear out Saturday afternoon. It will be breezy and much cooler. Lows this weekend in the 40s, highs in the low 70s. Whatever you have planned for the weekend, you should be in fine form with good fall weather moving our way. Finally.
All right.
All right, David, thanks. Well, if you've driven by the Hunter Museum lately, you might have seen some trees looking a bit different.
Yeah, it's all part of an art installation. It's called The Blue Trees. The artist, Konstantin Dimopoulos, and he wants to bring together environmental consciousness and social action and raise awareness of how we all impact our world. As time goes on, that color will fade as nature heads toward winter and spring.
I'm checking out his website over here. This thing is, it's cool. I want to see this over and over and over again. I think that's the...
Drive down there and take a look at that.
Cool.
All right, time now to take a look at our birthday salutes. Up first, happy birthday to Christy. Your daughter says, happy birthday, and you celebrated on Sunday. So hope you had a great weekend.